Hello my friends, thanks for stopping by. I hope you're all having a great day. Today I thought I would show you a few items that I purchased about a month ago when I was in Florida. And well, you know, as we age, there are many things, many trends that we either cannot try or we have to tweak them to work for us because we have fine lines on our face, lines that when we add things to them will be accentuated and made to look worse. Well, we don't want that as we age. Well, I don't want that, and I know my friends out there don't want that either. So the other day I did post on my Instagram a couple of products that I've been using to create that JLo glow, and we all want that JLo glow. Well, no, we don't all want it because people with oily skin are forever trying to get a matte look. But sometimes with a matte look, and I know it happens a lot because a lot of the new foundations are giving you that matte look, and along with that matte look comes a little bit of aging when you're older. Maybe not so much when you're young, but when you're older it does. So I thought I would do half and half of my face using a couple of new products, and one or three of the products which I'm probably going to only use two, or maybe I'll break them up and use one on one side and not on the other side. But the products from Kevyn Acoin, he has some great highlighters, and I've had his original, the Kevyn Acoin Candlelight Celestial Powder. I've had this for a very long time in Candlelight, and I've liked it, but I was never really crazy about the color because the color of this one definitely pulls white on my skin, and for a glow I prefer things that are more flesh tone over white highlighters or glowing powders or celestial powders, whatever they are calling them these days. So while I was there, I saw that the celestial powder now comes in a color called Starlight, and I thought it was really, really beautiful. And I will show them to you side by side because you'll be able to really see just the slight hue that makes them different. And I hope my camera will gather. I'm going to hold them down like that so the glare cuts out. But you can see that the original one is definitely a little bit on the whiter side, where the new one is definitely a flesh tone. And I will show them to you on my finger. Now this here on this hand finger is the original Celestial Candlelight, and then this hand is the new Starlight. So I'm going to go ahead, well, let me streak them for you. I'm going to go ahead and show you the powders on my face, the new one, okay? But before we go that route, I'm also going to do on one side of my face, I bought the Kevyn Acoin new Celestial Liquid lighting powder, and this is really beautiful. What I've done to my face right now, I did do a little corrector underneath this eye, not under this eye, so that you can see my darkness is still existing there. And we all know, I hope we all know, that when you see something that says corrector, that is to correct darkness. That is not to act as your concealer. That corrects, and then you can either put your foundation over or your concealer. Usually a corrector will be in the peachier tones or like a bisque color, and your concealers, usually most of them that I use, have a little bit of yellow base to return it back to its normal skin color, because peach is not what my skin is, yellow tone is. But that's another video, okay? But anyway, I did put some Bobbi Brown corrector in Bisque. Everything will be below for you so that you know what I've used. And yes, this is light to medium Bisque that I've used. Bisque? Yes. Okay, so that is already set up because I wanted that to dry and set a little bit. I've added no powder, no primers to my face, nothing. I'm just going to demonstrate also the new Mercier Candleglow Soft Luminous Foundation. Now I did order two colors of this, one in honey and one in dusk. The honey is definitely too peach for me, so I stayed with the dusk. However, I did get a sample of the buff yesterday at my Sephora, and I'm going to try that. But for today, I'm just going to demonstrate with the Candleglow, and I'm going to do half of my face with the Kevyn Acoin Liquid Celestial Liquid and the Candleglow Foundation, and then I will use my other glowing product, which is the Kevyn Acoin Celestial Bronzing Veil in Tropical Days. I thought this was quite beautiful. I think it comes in one other color. As you can see, this actually has, I see 4 different colors. It mainly has 3, but I can see a little bit of a 4th. And this powder is just beautiful. So I thought I would go ahead and demonstrate side by side. One, I'll do the bronzing powder on this side, and then I'll do the Starlight on this side. And this side will also have the glow. So let's get started with the glow. I just want to make sure my fingers have nothing on it. I'm just going to take a pump of this. Remember, I have no primer on my face. I wanted this video to be just about the product. So there's no primer on my T-zone, no Dr. Jort Dissipore, which is my favorite. But I decided to go bald face like an eagle. I'm just bald, okay? Bear. All right, so I'm just going to put this highlighter or the Celestial Liquid Powder on this side of my face, just so you can see this on its own. And then I'm just going to take a little on the outer part to the over the eyebrow. I like to have a little bit of glow above the eyebrow. I'm not going to do my T-zone because that area is always has more of a natural shine on its own. So just going to put that on, and I hope you can see the difference already. I did moisturize my skin. I'm going to put a little bit more on. What I want you to see is this has just a satin finish to it. It does not have any glitter. Let me just put a little bit on my, it comes out a flesh tone, but here it is on my skin. And you can see that it just has a beautiful glow. There's no glitter, okay? You can see that this just has a beautiful glow all by itself, where this side is just my moisturized skin, all right? So now I'm also going to use one side with the Beauty Blender and one side with the Real Technique sponge, because you may not have the Beauty Blender, you may have the Real Technique, so you may want to see how this foundation works. Now this foundation, I believe, comes in 24 colors, and it comes in cool, neutrals, and warm tones. I think it is $42 to $47, something like that. I have worn it several times, so I do know how it wears on my skin, and I must say it is quite lovely because it does have a beautiful glow. Now it is considered a ultra lightweight medium coverage foundation. At first application it seems very lightweight, but it is, you can build on it. So I've just put some on my Beauty Blender, and I'm just going to pounce it on half of my face, because remember, we are just going to do this side, and then the other side I will do without the Kevyn Acoin under it, so you can see the foundation on its own. So I'm just going to go ahead and pounce this all over. I've tried this with several different applications using my foundation brush by MarcJacobs that I love so much. I've done it with my hands, and I do find that I like the pouncing technique best with my Beauty Blender or the Real Technique sponge. They both seem to work the same for me with this foundation. So I'm just going to go ahead and just do the half of my face. I'm not really focusing on the under eye area, okay? As you can see, this is a perfect match for my skin. Sometimes I like a little more warmth. That's why I went in and I got the buff to see if it would, warm me up a little bit more. All right, so that is just one application, one layer of this foundation, and when it dries down or it settles, it really doesn't change much in appearance. It does give you that soft glow, as if you're sitting in front of candles. It's quite lovely. All right, so now I'll go ahead and apply a second layer so that you can see that you can build this foundation, because a lot of people, they don't have perfect skin and they need their foundation to cover a little bit more. So a little bit there and a little bit there, and we'll just do on the nose. And then I am going to go ahead, go up the center of my face, and just go around pouncing. Now I will say, if you're somebody that doesn't have any lines in your face, this will be perfection as far as a foundation, if you like the finish and that's what you're looking for, the soft glow of a candle. But if you are someone that has lines in your face like me, I'm purposely leaving my eye area done for right now. I will fill it in as we go along. But if you're someone like me who has lines, I have very deep lines here. This is a family, this is genetic. In my family, we all have this line right here they are pretty prominent in our face. And then of course I have the lines that run across my forehead, and I do have the 11s that, you know, poke through. So my point of telling you all of that about my lines on my face is that you do get a little bit of gathering in the line, which is easily taken care of. Just, you know, I go like this when I'm out and about, and I'll just go like this, and it takes care of it. But, you know, if you're looking for perfection in a foundation and you're looking for something that is just flawless all day long, I don't think you're going to find it, and you probably should go au naturel, because there is no makeup. When you put something on that has lines, it's like, you know, when it rains outside and there's lines in the road, it may flow off of all the road, but it's going to gather in the lines. That's just the way gravity works. So you're going to get a little bit in the lines. All right, so there is the foundation built up, and I just love it. I love it. Okay, so now we are going to, I'm going to let that set, and I'm going to take my Real Technique sponge, and I'm just going to do the same thing without any primer, without any Kevyn Acoin Candle Light Celestial Liquid Glow. All right, so on my beauty blender, my Real Techniques, and I'm just going to place it, and I'm going to do the same thing. And I don't think that the beauty blender or the Real Technique apply this any differently from each other. I think they are both the same. I think you might get just a bit more filtering out or thinning out with the Real Techniques. It has a tiny bit difference in the texture. Now this one I'm going to go right over my eyes, because I want you to see by using a corrector and then putting this over the results you get. All right, so there is one layer of this foundation using the Real Technique. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to do one more layer so that they are even, and you can see that it does build up to a beautiful finish. Put some like that, that, and that, and then we're just going to pounce it all over. I may have gone crazy on this side. Okay, I'm going to go right up underneath that eye so you can see. I have very dark veins on the side of my eyes, and sometimes they almost look bruised, but I like this foundation because it also covers that area well. All right, so let's go right over. Okay, so there we go. 2 layers on both sides using the Real Technique or without. I want you to take notice of my eyes. This is using a corrector, which is a Bisque shade, peachy shade, on my dark circles and with the foundation over it. Now I'm just going to go over this part of my eye so you can see what the finish is, because some people do not like to wear concealer because it really does accentuate the wrinkles. All right, so that is the complete look of the foundation without anything over it. Now, of course, I am going to use a powder over this. You can use any powder. I have 3 that I use regularly, and I'm very light-handed with my powders. The Dermablend works great if you're somebody who has a lot of pores. I use this one in the T-zone area sometimes, but it's, you know, it's okay. Another one that I will use is the Mercier translucent powder. I think this is a beautiful powder. I keep it away from my eye areas. You will see that on YouTube. Many people use it under their eye area. That is not a good choice for me because I have lines underneath my eyes and it will accentuate. But it is a beautiful translucent powder. The other one I have, and Joelle sent this to me a very long time ago, it is the By Terry Hyaluronic Acid Hydra powder, and this one here again I will do a light dusting over. I kind of avoid the eye area a little bit, but this is a very nice powder also. To set my under eye, sometimes I'll use the Laura Mercier, what is this called? The Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, another one that works well. So why don't we go ahead, I'm just going to take a Morphe E8 brush and I'm going to take a little bit of the Laura Mercier powder and I will pounce it around and get it worked into the brush. And then I'm going to lightly take my fingers to make sure that there are no lines already there, because whatever you have as far as lines, once you put powder, they're going to stay. And then I'm going to pull my cheek down a little bit, and I'm just going to pat that secret powder over to set the under eye area. I'll do the same thing on the other eye. Pat it to make sure that all the creases are out. And let's just pat that in there. Need a little bit more. Okay, and that is my under eye area set. I shouldn't have pulled on my cheek right there. Now that's going to stay for a couple of hours, maybe. That's the problem, all right? So why don't I go ahead and use the Laura Mercier translucent powder, since this is a Laura Mercier product, and that's what she would use. She wouldn't go getting anybody else's powder and using it. So I just load up my Real Technique brush. I work the powder in just like I do a mineral powder. I'm going to just pounce over my face now. I don't want to really rub, and I'm not really looking to add a whole lot of powder. I'm just looking to set it so that I can go ahead and put some bronzing powder on without it gathering, without it, you know, smudging and catching in one area. So I'll really concentrate just on my cheek area, and you can see that the glow still remains with this foundation. All right, so now I have been using just the Celestial Powder by Kevyn Acoin as my bronzer and blush because it's so beautiful. Again, it has several colors. I'm going to use the Wayne Goss Holiday Brush. I'm going to say something about the Wayne Goss brush. They are all gorgeous, all of them. This one was $105 or $115. I can't remember. If you're someone who's saving your pennies for a Wayne Goss brush or Wayne Goss brushes and you just feel you need this brush, it is a wonderful brush, well made, so beautiful, but I would say go for the anniversary set and get the eye brushes. You get a face brush, you get a little little blush brush. That's what I would go for. I would not spend it on just one brush. This brush, I find, has limited use. Beautiful, 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 well designed, handcrafted, just gorgeous. But again, if you're pinching pennies and you really are saving for the Wayne Goss brushes, go with the anniversary set. All right, so I'm going to take this brush and I'm just going to place it lightly on the product. I'm going to tap a little bit, and then I'm just going to place this bronzing powder right on my cheek, and then I will just lightly buff it out. It has an incredible glow to it. I feel I don't even need blush when I use this. Look at the glow that comes out in that. It's just spectacular. Now I will just lightly touch around my forehead with this because I don't want so much glow on the top, but that is just exquisite. All right, so now the other side, I'm going to use a little bit of a bronzer, and I'll just stick, I have the IT bronzer right here, so I'm just going to use it. It's not my favorite, but I will use it. It is a nice bronzer. And I want to apply this very lightly, so I'm just going to take a Real Technique fiber because it picks up less product and you can control it more. And then I'm just going to do my bronzing powder right in the hollow almost. Not a contour, but you know, we're going to get it so we have a little life in there. Use it almost like it's my blush. And I'm only doing that because it was just sitting here, so why not? And with this powder, I go up and around. And another reason why I like the fiber brush is that it does pick up and apply lighter. So when you have aging skin and you're somebody who's not real great at judging how much you're plastering on, the fiber brush controls it for you. All right, so there is the bronzer on that side, and you can see the difference in the beautiful glow. So let's go ahead and try the Starlight Powder. And I'm going to use a Wayne Goss brush for this, and this is the number 2 brush. It is beautiful. I'm just going to lay this brush. This brush is just, they are exquisite brushes, all right? I picked up the product, and I'm just going to place it here, and then I'm going to buff lightly. And I take it up and out right into my hairline. I don't go up on the temple. I don't need to widen the temple. Unless you're very hollowed, you might want to do that. And then let's take a little bit of it and just place it above the eyebrow, because I like to really accentuate that area. And you can see that it has a beautiful glow itself. And my friends, there are no glitter chunks in this. Now, if you're somebody who has very wrinkled skin or dry, this may not be for you. That I would suggest that you try it in the store, or know that you can return it if it's a product that's not working for you. So let me just do a little more right here. So you can really see, I'm gonna go a little heavier than normal, just so you can see how beautiful the glow of that is, and how nicely it is, because it is flesh tone. Okay, so that is my Laura Mercier Candleglow. I like this foundation a lot. Sephora is very generous with their samples. If you go in, you can get samples of these colors. They'll even give you a couple to play with. You may be somebody who needs to mix. I find that this lasts for me. I don't get a lot of breakthrough. This, again, is an application without any primer underneath. So I do wear it with a primer on a daily basis when I'm wearing it. I just think it has a beautiful, it really does have a nice glow to it. And these highlighting products, or these JLo glow products as I call them, are really nice. Let us know in the comments if you are using any of these products, or what are your favorite highlighters, your favorite liquid glow products that you might use on your face, and your favorite foundation. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget, subscribe. We're anti-aging here. Be happy, healthy, beautiful, and most of all, my friends, lovable. I love you all. Bisous.